That angel. I don't know what she did to me, but I know what I did to her. I couldn't believe it at the time, that feeling being so alien. It seemed like forever that we fucked. The more we did it, the more my female parts hungered for something similar. I could feel my body being worn down, driven by the enormous mass I'd become tethered to. Eventually, I'd simply pass out of mind. Lost in a sea of pleasure I found myself afloat on, much as the first time with my companion. Except that I was giving on a giving end this time. It was very, very strange. When I finally returned, I found myself on a table of marble, face down. I was covered in sweat and my body was exhausted. The lights were dim, naught but candlelight, and I could see rows and rows of pews. There was a large stained glass window depicting a woman cradling the world against her bosom. I pushed my low form up to sit, splayed-legged as I took deep, ragged breaths. I'm still a little lady, after all. I've got the energy, but I'm not really built for all that. Still, I admired the picture a bit, shivering and spent, and then I felt something stir. It slid up my crack gently, and I turned to look back, only to find find it being, well, me. Or at least a part of me. That thick black tail was still there, coiling behind me and stroking along my buttocks. It was so long and massive compared to my low form. Even the weight that my companion had put on me had been sucked out of me by that enormous thing. Its tip pets my rear again, and I can feel it. And through it. I began to explore my rump, eventually warming it underneath. I lean forward and take a deep breath, my mind racing to the obvious conclusion. Oh, to be hopelessly depraved. I can't help myself. Hey, and bullshit, did you just want to do the intro? We will continue this late. We will continue
For those
this next
who don't
week.
know, that is a reading from a story by Salient Sunbreeze about a creature, rather, whose tail has a penis.
Yeah, and that's about as far as I got.
Not much else can be said, really.
Well, that's as far as I wanted to go. We'll continue it later.
So this is about Purple Tinker?
Sure.
No, the episode is never mind.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Did you want to intro some bullshit?
Yeah, I got... Just play the intro. All right. Hello and welcome to...
Ding, 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 ding.
Hello and welcome to the Grand Camelot Cavalcade in Color, a Gentle Colts podcast for sophisticated brownies. Episode 34, Purple Tinker, the Woman, the Myth, the Plague. Yes, that's right. After an overwhelming amount of asks and pushing, our listeners have dictated that we do this, and so... Fine. We will do an episode about Purple Tinker. But before we begin, just some metal shit. We air Tuesday nights and Wednesday mornings on Celestia Radio. If you'd like to hear our episodes over a day early and in higher quality, listen in at ponify.me starting at 11 p.m. Central, midnight Eastern. So, we're going to kick it off right away with our discussion topic.
First off, you're in bullshit. I'm in Death Mech, and we're joined with King Cheetah again.
Howdy-ho.
Returning to talk about hopefully this for the last fucking time, or last time for this show.
It really is time to put a fork in this.
It's time to stop. And we'll get into why and how and all that in a bit. So I'll just kick us off with our topic. For those who don't know, and if you don't know, well, then you have your head in the sand. Purple Tinker is the woman who created the very first Brony convention, BronyCon, started the whole meetup craze on meetup.com, and created the Brony Meetup Map, which is a Google Maps group, I think, just where you can put your information in and you can see where all your fellow fans are. After BronyCon January of last year, various things happened, and there was a falling out between her and her con staff, which resulted in most, if not all, of the BronyCon staff leaving and going to Everfree Northwest. There have been numerous other things that have happened involving Purple Tinker and conventions in general, most notably Cantaloupe Gardens, BronyCon, Everfree Northwest, and Equestria LA. And the results of which is her various accounts across the internet on DeviantArt, Twitter, Tumblr, Furfinity have been deleted several times. At least 5 from what I've seen. She is no longer...
They flicker.
Yeah. As of right now, she is not affiliated with any conventions. She has stepped down, though various rumors state that she was actually kicked off of the team of BronyCon, but we don't know if those are true or not. So we'll go with she stepped down, because that's what she says. And a lot of people pretty much know her at this point as 4chan MOP board's punching bag. So, what else can really be said? Purple Tinker is a classic social justice blogger.
Yeah.
She likes to take things that you say and twist them to make them look like she has the moral high ground in any argument. A lot of her prose reverts to straw man arguments, and she really likes to paint things as a much bigger problem than they really are. So I'm just gonna.
Well, that's really sort of on the internet side. In real life, she's a megalomaniac.
Yeah, actually.
She's a classic. You know, you go to Wikipedia, you look up megalomaniac, or you go to Webster or wherever and look up the definition of megalomaniac, and she fits it pretty damn near exactly.
One of the people that I follow, who will remain unnamed, actually made a very interesting assertion a couple days ago. And he didn't really know that much about Purple Tinker, but he'd seen some things that she was saying to someone he knew and asked, does this person have a god complex? And I didn't really know how to answer that because in many ways, yes. Ever since she created BronyCon, she has a tendency to assume that she is what we would call "quote unquote" big player in the community, feeling like she has
the word for it was Smoth, a secret master of fandom.
Really, there's actually a name for this.
Oh yeah, this goes back to the '60s.
Wow.
Beginning in like science fiction and fantasy literary fandom, you had this type of person. And
they believe they have the ability to control things. She clearly feels entitled as somebody who has quote unquote produced something for the fandom, entitled to tell people what they should do, how they should think, how they should act. Hobbs Meerkat has a collection of photos of her Twitter account before it was deleted for the umpteenth time about her. Calling out Equestria Daily and saying, "Why aren't you reporting on the people who are calling me tranny?" because it is your duty as journalists to uncover prejudice and sexism, and it was the staff of EQD basically going, that has nothing to do with anything that we do. Please leave us alone. But she felt entitled to tell them that.
Like we say on 4chan, it's like, we're not your fucking army. Nobody owes you something, Tank. And by the fact that you only arguably have 2 people associated with the fandom that have ever made this charge shows you just how trivial a matter this is. Tinker and Yamano. And it's like no one else. It's like the Brony fandom is a vast panoply of people and interest and just lifestyles. And yet it only seems to be these 2 that really queen it up about, everybody's against me. It's like, no. If anything, you're just a face in the crowd. And I think, going back to the God complex, it's a big part of it. It's like, well, I don't want to be just a member of the fandom.
And to sort of illustrate the point of how seriously she takes fandom things, I'm looking at a post of hers on Tumblr right now, which you can all view. You can go to her Tumblr, prpltnkr.tumblr.com, and this is all public. She says, and I quote, where is it? The majority of bronies are the reason why my mental health is deteriorating so rapidly that I'd be quite surprised if I even made it to the next BronyCon. Good job. And this is because, and you can read this in this exact post. It's a post in response to something Supersonic 319 posted, that because nobody in the fandom is doing their part in dethroning the con chair of Camelot Gardens, who she claims is a thief, which there is strong evidence for, but I can't really say if that's true or not. That because we are not doing that, and we are, in fact, by ignoring this drama, which I believe is really just personal drama. It's not something that's my business because I don't even live near there. It's not my business, but she's saying it's our business, and that by not addressing it, by not calling the police, by not alerting everybody in in the area, we are sticking our head in the sand. This I'm quoting this: "Stick our head in the sand."
Is this the journal she posted about this guy taking her money and buying samurai swords or something?
Yes, that's the con chair that she's referring to is Nanashi, who has proven he has stolen from her. My question is, why, if this is such a big deal that you believe it's destroying the morality of all things on the internet, why didn't you call the police when he stole from you the first time? That's my question. And
if her story is straight, as I recall, the amount was enough for a petty larceny charge.
Yeah, it was. I believe it was $600 to $800. It was a lot.
Yeah, that's
a lot of money.
That is an appreciable sum.
And this is not the first time that, I mean, you look at her. She makes daily posts. This thing called Your Daily Reminder about how the con chair of Camelot Gardens is a thief, and that she claims that the staff of Camelot Gardens, and she has no real evidence for this. There is an evidence post, and all of it is really just hearsay. He said, she said, I heard this. She claims, though, using this stuff as evidence, that Camelot Gardens is spreading rumors about her that are slanderous. And she claims to be building a lawsuit case of slander. She likes to throw the word slander around a lot. I'm not entirely sure she completely understands what that means, but she makes these daily posts about it. I like to
throw the words rump rodeo around, so that's a personal thing.
But my question then is, if it's such a, because slander is a serious thing. I don't think this is slander, but that's not my call to make, obviously. But
the bigger problem is you don't fight slander with arguably unsubstantiated public comments. So
No.
you can't bring on a charge of slander. It's like, yeah, I called him a dirty, rotten thief every day of my life. It's like, okay, look, you're undercutting your own case.
Yeah. And so before we get into the heavy discussion, there's one particular set of events that happen within a week of each other that I'd like to sort of outline because I think they really exemplify what Purple Tinker does. A few weeks ago, I believe just after before Camelot Gardens, rather, more than a few weeks ago, Yelling at Cats. It came to light that Yelling at Cats had created this song. Yelling at Cats is a musician. Had created this song about Yamano, and it was weird because it was like no one's ever fucking talked about Yamano for the past however many months. Like who cares? But he made this song with these really horrendous lyrics about how much he wanted to choke her and all this stuff. It was you really shouldn't have done that, Cats. Freedom of speech and all that, but really, come on. There's a line and you've crossed it and you've brought up things that don't need to be brought up, and it's very silly of you to have done that. And I just sort of brushed it off because I don't really like Yelling at Cats that much. I don't like his attitude, so I just sort of ignored it, like I tend to do. But that came to Purple Tinker, and she got into this huge yelling match with him. That ended in, if I can find that ended in her finally stepping down because she was claiming all sorts of stuff and bringing up Camelot Gardens and how he was one of them, and there was all this slander, and he's transphobic and all this stuff. That things built to a head, and once again, rather than what she normally does, which is delete all of her accounts on every on every website for a day or 3 hours or 5 seconds, rather than doing that, she made this incredibly heartfelt post on all of her accounts, and I have a picture posted in the Google Docs. The picture in question is from DeviantArt, and you can look at it. It's legit. I don't even think I would ever have the skill to bullshit something like this. This is a real picture. I took a picture of this because I knew what was going to happen next would happen. And the post in question is titled "The Insurrection is Over," posted on Tuesday, September 18th, saying, and I quote, "In the interest of the community, I am instituting," this is from Purple Tinker, "effective immediately, a personal policy against offering any commentary, positive or negative, private or public, on fandom politics and fandom figures." Note how she says fandom politics as if that's a thing. As if that's, well, it is a thing, but as if it's a important thing, She goes on to say, "I," and I quote again, "will be withholding my opinions on such indefinitely. Furthermore, I will not discuss past events pertaining to my involvement with BronyCon and or any BronyCon personnel, past, present, or future. This policy shall result in cute pony pictures." She made this post twice on Tumblr and once here on DeviantArt. And what was it? It didn't even take like a week for this post to be deleted. This post is no longer on her DeviantArt journal. I went and I looked, and there's a hole where this post should be. There's nothing. And she's back to offering her commentary, both privately and publicly, on conventions. And I like to note she did say, "I will not discuss past events pertaining to my involvement with BronyCon personnel." She goes on to then reblog this post from Supersonic, noting that he is a high-level senior staff member of BronyCon. And this is in the same post where she says the majority of bronies are the reasons why my mental health is deteriorating. To rant about how, because Supersonic had made this post about how we should all calm down and ignore the drama, how we shouldn't ignore the drama because it's important and the con chair of CLG is a thief and that you're all sticking your head in the sand. Now, the reason that she came back is because directly after, because the post where she said she was not going to ever do this again was before Camelot Gardens. Directly after Camelot Gardens, not even a day goes by, we were recording an episode when we saw this on 4chan, somebody started the rumor that Purple Tinker had brought a knife to Camelot Gardens with the intent of stabbing, yelling at cats for doing his song.
Well, no, you gotta remember she said it was assassinates. Assassinate.
like that's the term that you'd use for this, right? Yeah, because
not
he is such an
not
important figure in such an important country, you know.
Yeah, he's like Saddam Hussein. She's Saddam. He's a Saddam Hussein, and she's George W. Bush.
Yep.
And evidently that rumor's been passed around so much that it's changed to she was also hopped up on meth, and by the way is a meth dealer. Which she says every day, somebody is slandering me saying I am a meth dealer and I'm going to sue them, And it's Camelot Gardens that's writing this. And at the time she was, and I proved this, I saw the live stream, she was doing a live stream charity thing for some LGBT, charity. And it's completely untrue, total fabrication.
Yeah, we were all watching her for some weird reason.
Yeah, we were all watching her read a book, and
yeah, on her military surplus army cot.
And so after she heard about this, all of a sudden, all those posts about for the betterment of the community, I will no longer, provide commentary. All of a sudden, all those posts were gone.
Yeah,
like completely gone, and she's back to this whole thing. And then she went back on. She got back on yelling at Kat's case because she thought it was Katz who had started that. It may have been. We have no idea. And that pulled in somebody that many people who are fans of yelling at cats know, which is Mixie, Mixalana, Mixity Pony. Mixie is a 15-year-old artist who draws a fair amount of porn, not a lot of it, but a fair amount, who is yelling at Kat's girlfriend. And as tends to happen, she got wrapped up in the business, in his business, because she's his girlfriend. And Purple Tinker found out that she's 15 and he's 20, and all of a sudden she's yelling at him saying, because she's drawn porn, and she's drawn porn of his OC, saying, Katz, I'm going to call the FBI. She made this claim that she was going to call the FBI and report him for grooming a minor for sex. Now, anything is I'm not involved in this whole thing with Katz and Mixie. I don't know anything about them because frankly I don't like Mixie's art, and frankly I don't like yelling at cats. But I think it's safe to say that since they live way far away from each other, that there is none of this going on. And I think it's safe to say that Purple Tinker thinks the same way, because all it took for her to stop saying, I'm going to report you to the FBI, was Yelling at Cats finally made this public apology about the song that he had written and took the song down. And that was all it took. All of a sudden, all of those accusations went away, and it was as if it never happened. And it just showed to me, Tinker, you really don't care, about about the morality of underage sexual activity. You just wanted him to apologize.
Oh yeah.
And what was particularly disgusting about that to me was the entire time she was saying that he was corrupting her, she was also talking down to Mixie, and telling her off, and just, it was being really very rude to Mixie, who really had nothing to do with this whole mess. And so I just want to point that out, because that is the end of my little presentation about Purple Tinker. That is who Purple Tinker is.
Let me just say really quick, I'm playing Pokemon Black version 2 right now. Let me just say Bianca's super fucking cute. Sorry.
Thank goodness we have laser-like precision on our topics.
I'm sorry. Well, okay, the whole thing with Mixie and and yelling at cats. Also, that depends on the state you're in. Most states, as long as it's a non-physical relationship, don't really care. Like, I know here in South Dakota, uh, as long as they're over the age of 14 and as long as the older person is under the age of 23, they can be in a relationship.
Well, yeah, but being cross country, it's not really going to be an issue. And the whole
Yeah.
flapdoodle about, well, okay, Tinker wouldn't be able to prove that cats is the reason Mixie is drawing porn.
Yeah.
You know,
that's not even the case. She's stated on many occasions that it was her choice to.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, it was this whole idea of grooming them for porn.
No, it's grooming them for sex acts.
Okay, well, no, what she's implying is brainwashing, and by letting somebody choose to draw porn or letting them choose to look at porn on the internet is not grooming them for anything.
And there's actually...
If anything, you're grooming them for virginity.
Yeah.
The rest of because they're gonna. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
That's the best thing I've heard all day. And what I really just want to end with this whole stupid rant is that the only reason she's doing this is because she feels she's entitled to.
Oh yeah.
Okay. She can make any kind of statement about doing it for the morality and that she wants to change the face of the internet and that she wants to fix 4chan and all of this, but I don't buy it. I don't buy that. I have seen far too much in communities like this of people just doing things for the attention that I don't really think that that's the case. Okay, she feels entitled to and she's doing it for the attention. And the point is, and this is the reason why it took so long for us to do this episode, is the more attention you give her, the longer she's just going to do this. So yes.
Well, before we end this, I kind of
I'm not ending it at all. That's just what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can talk however much you want.
Well, I just wanted to. Well, you go ahead and finish your deal.
Okay. All I'm saying is that stop giving her attention. Okay, yeah, we dropped a link to her Tumblr. That's for evidence reasons. Stop giving her attention, and you can stop asking us to do an episode about her, because after this discussion, we'll be done. And that's...
Well, and I like to make a comparison. Actually, two comparisons. Situations like this are very similar to my first example, which is the Westboro Baptist Church. Where you have a situation which is entirely fueled by attention and making sure that everybody sees it, thus giving that situation more power.
Yeah.
And the other one, which is probably a much better example, because let's face it, everybody knows the best way to handle the Westboro Baptist Church is to ignore them, but nobody ever fucking does. So an even better example is a long time ago, there was a Simpsons Halloween special where, as you know, the Halloween specials, that's when the Simpsons writers and staff, sort of take a chance to be a little bit more cartoony with their show. And in one of the shorts, all of the advertising, due to some form of alien radiation, all of the advertising, billboards, mascots all across Springfield came to life and started killing and terrorizing the citizens of Springfield. And the solution they figured out to stopping the menace, the advertising menace, was because they were pretty much invulnerable. The only way to stop them was to not look at them, to not give them any attention. Mm-hmm. And eventually, rather quickly, the advertisements keeled over and died. And really, that's the best way to deal with Purple Tinker. It's just to pretend it's not there.
And let her say that you're sticking your head in the sand. You absolutely are.
Yes.
But her problems with Camelot Gardens is a problem between her and Camelot Gardens. It's not our problem. Okay? She can say whatever she wants about how they're ruining the political face of the fandom, but who gives a shit? Okay, it's the internet.
Well,
And
now, let me throw a few things out here. First off, this is nothing new. You know, you've had this forever. Comics fandom in the 50s, sci-fi fandom in the 60s and 70s, you know, science fiction movie and television fandom in the 80s and 90s. And it always follows the same pattern. It's a group dynamic. And these people come and go, but you're absolutely right. It's like the minute people stop paying attention to them, they just wither away because they feed off drama. It is one of those things where they just want attention. Doesn't matter if it's bad attention, as long as they're getting some kind of attention, and that's the way Tinker is. And unfortunately, she has sort of dimly realized that now the fandom is so big, and ponies is so popular, you don't actually need a fandom anymore. You know, you just have loose confederations of people who all have a common interest. We don't need to band together because there's just so many fans. You know, like you say about the meetups and so forth. So now her credit for this becomes fainter. It's like, okay, you organized the first con, so what? We've now had many more cons, arguably better cons. And so her achievement is now starting to fade. That's why she's kind of panicking. And like I say, I've met Purple Tinker's type time and time again in furry fandom. You know, it's always going to be drama. They always twist facts to just put themselves at the center of things. You know, but she will pass. I mean, it's like in pop music when you think you're never going to be rid of the Spice Girls. One day you wake up and nobody cares about them anymore.
People eventually move on.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And Tinker's about there. I mean, Yamano hit that point that even we all got bored of talking about her. And
Well, and she moved on to going back to doing her webcomic and doing whatever it is she does.
you have to remember
she had
that
so burned her bridges here and had nothing to contribute. And the fact is, again, now you don't have just a handful of good pony artists. You have thousands of good pony artists. So she's just another face in the crowd. It's a lot harder to excel doing pony art now because you got some real competition. Just look over Derpy Burrow or DeviantArt.
Well, and even with that, even if you're a new artist coming in, it's still a very open and welcoming community to new artists.
Mm-hmm.
So, even you may not, or not only artists, but writers, musicians, hell, even podcasting. It's a much more welcoming community. Still, even though it's gotten so huge,
Oh yeah, and that's why I myself, just without any prompting, kind of quit paying attention to her because unless she did something especially zany, there's no reason to. She's inconsequential. I mean, that's really the word for it. It's just she doesn't
and
matter.
honestly, the only reason there's such a big deal being made about her is because people are making a big deal about her. She has quite a few, fans. If you look over the comment sections of anything, look through the reblogs of her posts on Tumblr, things people said about her on Twitter, comments on her DA. There are, amongst the negative comments, there are an overwhelming number of people who support her and who believe that who legitimately believe that everyone in the Brony fandom is transphobic and all of this stuff.
Which is something we can talk about in another episode because I really want to fucking talk about that. The demonization of the term brony.
Oh, we will be doing an episode about that later.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the thing
there's
is,
an overwhelming number of people who support her, and here's the point: they support her. That doesn't mean anything, okay?
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
one by one, they'll eventually figure out what's really going on, and they don't need your help to tell them that they're wrong or to tell them that they're right. Purple Tinker's business is not your business, and eventually, I'd like to do an episode about this, about tabloid, news, and how we are too involved with the ogling of the personal lives of popular people. But just to touch on that, you are all people, the people who asked us to do this episode, the people who make a big deal out of this, you are all way, way too obsessed with her personal life. Far more obsessed than she is. And just, realize to yourself that she's just another internet addict living in a one-room apartment by herself, making a big deal out of things that aren't a big deal.
Well, no, not to harp on it too much. Let's remember she lives in New York City.
Yeah, well, it's expensive there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's incredibly expensive to live there. So, yeah.
and the best testament of all of this is, for a brief moment, Lauren was showing her some sympathy, but even Lauren got tired of her constant whinging. Because, like, you can tell the difference between somebody who has a legitimate beef and somebody that is just an attention whore. And it took Tinker almost no time to alienate Lauren. Initially, Lauren made one or two affirming tweets when Tinker would shriek, but now I can't prove that she's blocked her, but she seems
certainly
to no
ignoring her.
longer acknowledge Tinker's tweets.
Yeah. And there you have it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're right that
I think right
it'll be
there,
a self-correcting problem that people will, once they get to know Tinker, it's like, all right, I see what kind of person you are, and I'm just going to step away.
Yeah. The only real problem with Purple Tinker are the people who are making a big deal out of her. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Because until she starts actually calling the FBI, until she starts actually filing lawsuits against people for slander, there's nothing to see here. Move along.
Well,
And
neither
even
of
then,
which
that's
is gonna
a
happen.
personal thing. That's personal business. It's not our business. It's theirs.
Well, and neither of which is going to happen because, the FBI now is all too aware of internet drama. If this were, say, 1996, they might take it serious that, well, somebody's being slandered on the intertubes. We better look into this. Now, they've had a million cases for a million reasons of people doing this. So, Purple Tinker probably would not even be acknowledged by the FBI if she filed a complaint.
Not at all.
Now that's the comedy of that, and it's like it takes money to sue somebody. No competent lawyer will take a slander case on contingency because those are
Yeah.
really hard to prove.
No, you could say she could, because actually it really surprised me that of how the libel laws in actually the UK worked, where if any of her supposed uh, torturers were British, she could go to Great Britain and then sue them for libel. But even that's changed. The British libel laws have changed considerably to where she wouldn't even be able to do that because it used to be before. It used to be really easy that if in that situation, anybody from any country could go to Great Britain and sue a British citizen for libel.
Yeah, Canada's laws, hate speech laws, were the same way, but then they got so abused with just trivial nonsense that very quietly they've started adjusting them. Like, all right, we're putting a stop to this nonsense.
Yeah. So yeah, just remember that her threats, they're not just from her, from anybody, is really veil. It has no teeth.
No, it's not going anywhere. Tinker, well, I mean, the biggest reason not to worry about her, she no longer has an actual thing to screw up. Everybody was concerned for a while about her being connected with the BronyCon staff. Well, that's not an issue anymore. So she has nothing. She has shot herself in the foot with her podcast. That's not happening anymore. She's not connected with any conventions.
I'm no longer part of her podcast. It's like...
Say what?
I was doing audio work for her podcast, and then all of a sudden her podcast stopped. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, and so it's just there's not any real trouble she can cause. She's pretty much been neutralized just by her own actions, and I doubt any conventions will even allow her to attend anymore.
No, I'm pretty sure most of them are falling in line to have her banned.
Yeah, not to mention that. What was it she was supposed to be doing in the dealer's room at BronyCon? Just out of curiosity, what was she selling?
I have no idea. But she will be. I believe she will be at the next one, which I plan on being at. And who knows? Maybe I'll buy something from her.
Yeah, I'm planning on being there too. BronyCon
2013?
2013?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're both going to be there.
Can I actually clutter up the podcast with some positive news?
Of course, go
How
ahead.
dare you?
Has anybody had any updates on the Brony documentary?
No.
I actually have
haven't
no
heard.
idea what's
Yeah.
going on with that.
It's, I don't doubt that it is ultra legit, but okay, we had all the initial stuff and the foo-for-all, and apparently filming went very well at BronyCon.
Yeah, I actually did hear something about it. I think Chicken-Tura was one of the bronies they brought on the documentary. I think he mentioned something about it on his Tumblr that he went to something and got to meet Delancey himself.
I'm also wondering, has I know Tara and Lauren do, but has Delancey hit any other BronyCons?
I have no idea.
Or I should say MLP conventions?
A few were at was Tara Strong at Everfree Northwest? I can't remember.
She was at Canterlot Gardens. I know because she cosplayed as Twilight Sparkle at Canterlot Gardens.
I saw the pictures of that. That was vaguely creepy.
Yeah. Everybody was obsessing over it. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Well, you got to admit, at least she could do the voice.
Yeah.
So it would be funny to tell her she does the worst Twilight Sparkle impersonation.
Not to derail the podcast again, but I'm still at the starter screen on Pokemon Black 2. Still trying to figure out which starter Pokemon I want to go with. And I'm looking up like their evolutions and shit. And they just say for a Snively, the little grass snake Pokemon, there's a lot of fucking porn. Oh my god, for like a fucking grass snake. Holy shit, that's creepy.
Okay, guys, I'm going to have to cut this short because I've got some actual business to attend to.
Alright.
So,
and your real life.
We hit all the high points. See if Hobbs or Hambone wants to come on and comment on any of this.
I think we're pretty much done.
I think that we've said all that needs to be said. Anything past this point will just be people having their own little bitch fests about things that she's done. But I think in the end, the only real conclusion we can come to is to just stop paying attention to her.
Yeah. Well, let me just say one more thing really quick. The whole purple bucket with the flowers in it, that Canterlot Gardens Center, bravo, that was fucking spectacular.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was awesome. Good on Canterlot Gardens. That's how you troll. So, anyway.
Alrighty, peace out, guys.
All right, laters.
All right. With
Uh,
that, I think we can move on to our next section of the podcast. Unless there's anything else you want to say.
uh, no, not really.
Okay. The last thing I want to say is, there you have it. There's our Purple Tinker episode. Now, please stop asking us to talk about her.
Yeah.
That's all I can say at this point. So I guess that takes us off into the cool shit segment. For those listening in on Celestia Radio, the cool shit segment is where we talk about things that we think are awesome, things that we think are cool, things that we think need more attention. And if you would like to view or listen to or read any of the stuff that we talk about during this segment and other segments, you can find our show notes, which has a link to everything that we talk about. Our show notes can be found in every episode post for each episode on our blog at grandcavalcade.tumblr.com. And I am currently trying to see if I can get DJ Shamrock to let us put our link in the title on in the little title portion of every track for us on Celestia Radio. So I'll be
to the show notes so you can look at it.
Yeah, so we'll be trying to see if we can do that to make it easier for our Celestia Radio listeners. But if that doesn't go through, you can still find all of our show notes at our Tumblr blog, grandcavalcade.tumblr.com. So I'll kick us off this week. My first piece of cool shit I actually stole from Bronyville. Sort of. Somebody sent in an email to Bronyville this week that I got to read before they recorded. An email was from a... well, I won't give too much because you got to listen to the podcast. But the email was from a musician, and I didn't really read the email. All I did was find out who they were and go to their YouTube channel. Because you know me, I'm interested in music. And the musician in question is A Classy Pony, who only has 3 tracks out right now, all of which have been featured on Equestrian Daily, and all of which are actually really good. He's got a real good grasp on songwriting and mixing and patch making too, and in particular. My favorite song of his will actually be the outro song for this week. But there's not much I can say. He's a great musician. He's only got 3 tracks out, but he's working on music. And the link I've given you guys is a link directly to his YouTube channel, because for some reason he doesn't have a Tumblr. There is a Facebook link, but Facebook is stupid. And he also links to
who the fuck uses that?
Who the fuck uses Facebook anymore? And the other link is to his SoundCloud. So
Cool. Oh, you putting the other link in?
yeah, I'll do that. That's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah. Yep, that's always good. All right, take it on to me. I actually mentioned this. Let me put my 3DS away. Mentioned this last week on our throwaway episode. So I'll just bring it back. This is the Tumblr for an OC pony, and I'll just let the description sort of speak for itself. The sweetest and bestest sweet sea pony alicorn you will ever meet. I am Draw My OC. And I like being drawn like one of your French mares. I am Lauren Faust's mother and Celestia's dad. Not Luna, though, because she's a butt. Some ponies call me the goddess of the sea, but I only see myself as the most popular pony in high school. Nothing more. I am also a gamer mare, but don't hit on me, silly stallions. I am one legit gamer, and come to the battlefield to kick your plots. So yeah, this is basically a trolley comedy Tumblr with an alicorn sea pony. And she's kind of adorable, and she wears a tie, and it's stupid. So go follow it.
It's just yet another. It's like there was that one about the nurse, the multicolored nurse.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
Yeah.
Attention, medical attention.
Medical attention, yeah. It's just another one of those.
Yeah, this one's just more direct. More direct. I mean, hell, look at the name, Draw My OC. So yeah, check it out. It's actually really funny. Really kind of funny. I just love her responses. It's like, where do you keep all your money? I have no fucking idea, actually. So here's a rainbow. How do sea ponies reproduce? Fucking. Okay. Go ahead, dude.
All right, my next piece of bullshit. I'm not sure if we've linked this before. I know we've talked about it, but here's a direct link to Magnifier, an artist on Tumblr. Magnifier is used to be known as Pigfish, for those of you who followed him in the pony fandom. He's sort of left doing drawing ponies. He's gone on to just sort of draw his own art now. So he has a new Tumblr for all things art related for him, called Magnifier. So there's a link in the show notes.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's. Yeah, he didn't leave the fandom because of anything in particular. It was just that he wants to not do just ponies.
Yeah, he was like LXS. I got other things I want to do.
Yeah, so so check it out. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Jack off to his art.
Anyway,
all that good stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, next thing. Actually, I followed this one a long time ago and totally forgot about it. Is another sort of OC similar to Draw My OC, called Princess Ataxia or Princess Ataxia or something like that. I don't know. It's an alicorn princess who's like really fucking weird and stupid and retarded, whose bodyguard is Screw Loose, but Screw Loose is like 140% serious. Screw Loose like takes her job very seriously. And yeah, I don't know why. This is just really cute and stupid and funny.
This blog is incredibly silly.
Yes. I'm just like I just went past this one picture where her neck is like curved at like a 180-degree angle for just no fucking reason whatsoever. So, yeah. There's another dumb blog. I really like dumb blogs like these. There's no real story. It's just like, here's a character, it's totally overpowered and stupid. Have fun. So, anyway, what you got?
Okay, my next piece of cool shit this week is Z001's Tumblr. Z001 is a porn artist whose style is, I want to say it's similar to like a Trill in coloring. He does porn and a lot of really weird stuff too. Like here's one of Rainbow Dash peeing. Here's one of Pinkie Pie lactating. Any of you who saw
You there, dude?
I'm here.
Shit. Okay, there you are. Now you're back.
Anyone who saw that post on Tumblr was a flash animation of Twilight Sparkle shoving her genitals up against a shower door. That was him. Just good stuff. A lot of peeing, actually, now that I look at it.
Yeah, this is kind of disgusting. Why'd you recommend this?
You know what? I'm gonna stand by this. I regret nothing.
I'm actually looking at this one picture where it's Fluttershy pissing, but she's pissing right onto the bottom of her. She's like got her hooves like front hooves like bent underneath her, and she's just pissing right onto her hooves, and the hooves are kind of like channeling the urine so that it's spraying out like a sprinkler, like all over the floor. And it's really well made because it's like it's sparkling in the light and everything, and it's a lot of detail, but it's so fucking gross.
Right above it is a post. There's a flash animation he did of just. It was a cum shot of Philly Fluttershy. It's fucking hilarious. Oh my god.
It's just no.
I'm a horrible person.
Yes, you are.
I can't save it. It's not a GIF. It's a flash file. God
Oh,
damn it. Oh well.
sucks if you're on an iPad or any kind of mobile device. Can't see it. So I don't know if you want to see it. Anyway.
You go next.
All right. This thing I have is a Tumblr. It's a really cute Tumblr. With Princess Chrysalis, and it's called Pacified Chrysalis. And apparently, this is Chrysalis who, after the incidents with Cadence and the whole Canterlot wedding thing, for somehow there's a mystery. I guess it's going to be revealed that she's been pacified by Cadence to not farm love from other ponies. And we don't know what it is. It's supposed to be revealed fairly soon. So we'll see what happens. And I hate to kind of be down on something I'm trying to promote, but this is done by Fluorescent Moo, who did the Sadistic Rarity and the numerous other ass tumblers that he's done over the past year that have died. And, well, to be completely honest with you, I'm just waiting for this one to die too, because he seems to have a really bad habit of dropping projects just after they start getting popular and start taking off. So, I don't know. It might get popular, it might not be. Either way, it's just a matter of time before he just gives up on it. So we may never find out. All I'm saying is it just looks really cute. So, hey, we're honest. Hey, it's I mean, in bullshit, you know how he acts.
Yeah.
This actually got me to thinking if I was artistically talented, I'd want to make a Princess Chrysalis Tumblr where she just did like a ton of ecstasy, and so she's just so drug addled that she's just on a permanent ecstasy high. So she just constantly has to touch things. It's like all she does is just touch like the carpet and other ponies and like her ears and horn and shit. Just comments on touching them, and like the driver bonkers. You just give her like an emery board and just let her go fucking nuts. But then I realized most of the people in the Brony fandom probably don't even know what the fuck ecstasy is. I've never tried it. So, anyway, go ahead.
All right. Let's see here. Wow, my next piece of bullshit. Most people actually have probably seen this already, but I think it bears
It's
repeating.
fucking awesome.
It's fucking awesome. The Two Best Sisters Play series is still going, and the latest video, which came out just a few days ago, as of recording this podcast, is Two Best Sisters Play Resident Evil 4, and it's without a doubt the best Two Best Sisters play. Yet the facial expressions on Luna when she's shooting people is priceless. It's just I love it. It's a great video. That's all I could say. It's if you liked Two Best Sisters play Portal 2, you'll like this one. It's done by the same guy, so just check it out. It's hilarious.
It's nice, really nice attention to detail, and it's like, I think he just started out with just using vectors, like in the Portal one. It was mostly vectors of the sisters, and it's like now it's way. Okay, I'm at that part where she was shooting people. It's really cute the way she looks. Let me just say that I've watched this one and the Assassin's Creed one and the Portal one, and it's like now it's really hard for me to look at artwork of both of them, and not hear those voices. Like, especially with Luna, I just hear that nasally, really nerdy kind of voice. You know. But yeah, it's really good. Really fucking good. So. Fuck.
You.
Shit. Sorry. My next thing is just really quick. It's a Tumblr by Hakuizu, who I think is still mad at us, or mad at me for the comments I said about Apple a couple episodes ago. But whatever. You mad, bro? So he here's a Tumblr he made with his OC, not Honey Dip, the pony, Dragon Dip, the baby dragon. And it's her super gaming tips, and it's Dragon Dip. She's really fucking cute, and she's offering gaming tips and gaming advice. It's all fucking worthless advice. It's really bad advice, but still really cute. So, and apparently they do a weekly Team Fortress 2 post, which is pretty funny. So, apparently he was asked a question. Apparently she was asked a question about Sonic, and she went into a 4-panel discussion about the dude. The dude who was asking the question had a character in his avatar from another video game, and all she did was just talk about that character from that video game, and didn't mention Sonic at all. So it's kind of cute. So anyway.
All right. My last piece of cool shit this week is the Tumblr for
God, this creepy one.
Enigmatical Me. Enigmatical Me has a very vaguely Japanese infused kawaii kind of style, but with this very bizarre and off-putting twist. It's sort of like if Raikisu was doing gift art for Crooked Trees is like the best way I can describe it. It's just really cute, but at the same time, just kind of creepy.
Yeah. Well, it's like there's that one picture you showed me where it looks like it's Rarity or some pony lying on a couch, all like, draw me like one of your French girls, and all of a sudden her stomach opens up and her organs fall out. And It's like, what?
What?
It's like, okay, that's not really that creepy. That's more like, what? You're making a mess on the couch.
It's actually a part of a series. There's one later on, or one earlier on, called Twilight's First Period, and it's just Twilight sitting on or lying on her back on a bed, and then these like netherworld creatures coming out of her vagina and stomach. Just, I don't know. It's just a very off-putting, but at the same time, like the way she draws the eyes, it's really cute, but not really.
This reminds me of that one movie, that one really shitty Stephen King movie with the ass weasels. I forgot the name of it already.
Dreamcatcher. It's Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, that's what the Twilight one reminds me of.
Yeah.
With the shit weasels. That was a horrible movie. There's this other one where it's a pony, but kind of looks like a half pony, half worm, alien, xenomorph kind of thing. It's like a couple posts down from the Twilight Sparkle one.
Oh yeah, and it's captioned, "I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti."
Yeah, it's like cool.
Yeah, it's just very bizarre. She or he is a very bizarre artist. But it's a lot of fun. Like I just started watching them on DeviantArt. It's very cool. It's very good art. It's just bizarre.
Yeah. Ooh, sorry.
In fact, I just found my new PS3 background.
Which one is it?
It's on our DeviantArt. It's called Detachment. It's a picture of Pink Amina standing under a cherry blossom tree with a black umbrella.
Oh, I think it's on her Tumblr too. I thought you were gonna be like, it's that picture of Scootaloo. That really creepy picture of Scootaloo. Fuck.
And with that,
I think we're done.
I think we can close out this train wreck of an episode. Please stop asking us about Purple Tinker.
We don't fucking care.
Don't care anymore. We're tired of talking about her. And I'm sure some of our listeners are tired of us talking about her too.
Yeah, I think we can safely say we're done with that. We can close that chapter and start anew. What the fuck are we gonna talk about?
Oh God. We have nothing left.
We're done. No. I don't know, we can always, there's plenty of shit to talk about. We just gotta figure out what it is. We could always talk about Pokemon Black 2.
Clearly.
Black and White 2.
Yes.
Yeah. As that's what I'm playing right now. I guess we can wrap this shit up. Are we still recording? Oh, thank God we are. Yeah, so this is a short episode, so you can find us at our podcast Tumblr at grandcancelcavalcade.tumblr.com. You can find our illustrious hosts at iwillfuckingmurderyou.tumblr.com and then bullshit.tumblr.com. You can find King Cheetah at seanhowell.tumblr.com. And with that, go and register to vote, because seriously, quit bitching about Purple Tinker and go vote. And go do something else.
Be productive. Be more productive than we are.
Yes, go vote. Fuck.